Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and today I will be recommending hidden gems I think you should check out. The first gem I'm going to recommend is Fort Bliss. Fort Bliss is a movie about an army medic who struggles to reintegrate herself into her son's life after she comes back home from her service in Afghanistan. Due to certain experiences she had over there, she struggles to basically maintain any type of relationship, whether it's her son or her ex-husband or just friends and family. Another obstacle that makes it a little bit harder for her to really connect with her son is because her ex-husband has a new wife. I'm not even sure. No, I think it's his girlfriend or whatever. His new whatever. He has a new boo, and obviously being in the military, she's not there 25/8. So the son has grown. The son has made a connection to the ex-husband's new boo. All of this starts to turn around when she All of this starts to turn around when she meets this mechanic named Louise. Louise is kind of like the only person who, I don't know how to say it. Like he's someone who helps her. Like he's someone who helps her open up, I guess, and talk. And sometimes she has like her episodes where she has like fits or whatever. Because PTSD is serious. I don't know if fits is the right word. If it's not, my bad. And even though like they may be a bit extreme for some people, Louise like tends to be the one who she always like gravitates towards, like back to, for like, I don't know, reassurance, someone just to talk to or just someone to help her. And like through her trying to maintain a proper relationship with Louise, that helps her better herself and also help her better her relationship with her son. I really do like this movie because it does shine a little bit of light, like not the best, like I'm pretty sure there's other movies out there who does a better job at it, but the movie does shine light of how being in the army can be a little different for women than men, besides like sexual assault. And there is a sexual assault scene in the movie. It doesn't go like all the way, but it does, like you can obviously tell like that's where the scene was going. But the movie also goes, I guess, like indirectly shows how like for women sometimes it's a struggle to be in the military, because it's either like, how would I say this, because like when you're in the army it's like you got to give your all for your country, but like for a woman it's different, especially if she has a child, because it's like it's either she needs to be an awesome person in the military or she needs to be an awesome mother. It's like very difficult. There's just it's hard. It's just hard to balance that, being a great mother and being a great medic in her case. Additionally, I would say this, that the movie does have a couple sexy times. It has probably like, I think 2 scenes, and they do show us a little booty, just in case you think you could like watch this. So just in case you want to like watch this movie, like, I don't know, in open area, there's some sexy time, but it's not like too explicit. I think the most they show us is the derriere of both parties. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that this movie, I'd probably say it's an 8. It's one of the better things on Amazon. If you're like me, I really do struggle to find good things to watch on Amazon. Not saying that they don't have good shows, but sometimes a lot of the shows are already on other streaming services. And then sometimes the shows that's simply on Amazon or the movies, they're just not that good. No offense to Amazon, but they need to do better. So when I found this movie, I was actually very interested. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this movie is executed perfectly. There's no mistakes, there's no this, there's no that. This acting could have been better. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for being on Amazon, it's actually one of the better things. So the second gem I'm going to recommend is The Magicians. The Magician mainly focuses on one character in particular named Quentin Coldwater, who attends the School of Magic, and it's called Breakbill. The Magicians is basically about how okay, when Quentin was younger with his friend Julia, they were like obsessed with this book about this place called Fillory. You know, as kids, they thought Fillory wasn't a real place. Current day, a situation, not a situation, but like series of chain of events happen, which helps Quentin and Julia to discover Breakbill. Basically, they get tested to see if they're like have enough if they have enough magic to basically attend the school, or if it was just like a fluke in the system, stuff like that. Whatever. So through attending the school, Quentin realizes that, oh my gosh, Fillory is real. Like Fillory, the place itself, and the creatures that comes out and the creatures that are in Fillory are posing many threats to the outside world, which is basically the world where Quentin and Julia and all the rest of the students are, basically humanity. And there are like catastrophic events that happen at the school, like this moth-faced guy who comes in maybe like probably like the first or second day of school and like murders some of the kids and stuff like that. I mean, it's some intense stuff. And while everyone's like trying to figure out how to like stop these threats coming out of Fillory and stop any disaster that's happening at the school, there's also students in the school who have their own personal reasons for being in the school. I don't want to say anything, but yeah, I will say this: there is a sexual assault scene at the end of season 1. I'll put the timestamp on there. It's not the whole episode. It's like season 1, like to the last episode, on the beginning to like the middle end. It's nothing about that, but like towards the end they show you what happened. And it's a bit, you know, well, the whole scene, it's not just sexual, it's like sexual assault and like some other stuff that was happening, but that whole scene is a bit like intense, you know. I was shook. I'm not even gonna lie, I was shook. I was like wow. So I'll put the timestamp there. And then I'm pretty in certain episodes they do have flashbacks. I'll try my best to put every episode and every timestamp that has a flashback in it, so you don't have to see it. And if I do miss one or miss a couple, I do apologize. And it's not like something that's well, I guess it's kind of a storyline, but it's not something that they show you like every episode in like season 2 or season 3 and stuff like that. It's, I guess, I hate to say it like this, but it's only shown when necessary. But yeah, when it comes to my favorite characters, I would have to say that my favorite character is probably Julia. I don't know, I feel like Julia's character is a bit I feel like Julia's character is a bit slept on. Like, I feel like sometimes, like, okay, the show kind of like portrays that there's this other student named Alice who's like the most powerful, but anyways, that's for the viewers to decide. But I honestly think Julia's the most powerful. And you know, Julia has been through the trenches, and this is just it. And honestly, Alice is really annoying to me. Like, at the beginning I didn't really like mind her. She was just like a character that was there. But like as the show continued, I guess like towards the end of season 1, this thing happened. Not the sexual assault though. This thing happened, and then it kind of like in a sense jacked her up a little, well, a lot. And then it caused this ripple effect, and then after that she was just so annoying. Oh my gosh, like I could have like done with less Alice on the screen. Like, she was really annoying to me. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm not even gonna lie, this was better than I thought it was. I honestly put this show on first just as a whatever, like I was just gonna like let it be. And then I ain't gonna lie, this show had me captivated. I was more interested in it than I thought I would be. I was shook. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that 8.5. It was actually really good. Like, I know I said that already, but it was way better than that. Now I don't want to seem like I'm overhyping it and like this is the best show out there, but it was actually pretty damn good. The third gem I'm going to recommend is Mayans M.C. Mayans M.C. is mainly about the life of Ezekiel Reyes, who is the newest patch member of the California-Mexico Charter Club called Mayans M.C. So the show and Ezekiel's life mainly kind of starts off when his mother was murdered in their parents' butcher shop. First of all, they call him Easy. So Easy kind of like walks in like towards the end, and he chases down the person that he thinks did it or who did do it. And so he's running through, and he basically got arrested because he was breaking laws and about to shoot. And I think he did shoot someone, but it was like the wrong person. I actually don't really remember the beginning. He gets arrested, and then he ends up in jail, and then years go by, blah blah blah. He gets released. So him being released, he's still on that vengeance. I need to figure out who killed my mom, and I need to find them, and I need to deal with them. It's not easy for someone who is in jail, any convict, to have, in a sense, an ordinary life. So he joins the Mayans club with his brother Angel. Now nobody in the family really wanted Easy to be in the club, because Easy was like, I guess in the family, Easy was the one who was gonna make it out, and not deal with all of that. So besides even like seeking for vengeance and getting out of prison, Easy has other things he has to deal with like some of the choices he made while he was in prison. They're coming to like bite his ass while he's on the outside. And besides that, he also had to deal with the struggles of being a prospect. And if you've never seen like, I guess, Sons of Anarchy, because this is a spin-off of the show, if you've never seen Sons of Anarchy, basically a prospect is like the lowest of the low. Like when you join a club, you can't join in as basically like a full member. You would join in as a probationary member, and that's what a prospect do. And they basically have to put up with all the shit that's thrown at them, and they have to in a sense, like, service the club. So if they want a beer, he gotta go get it. If he's not allowed to talk back, or sometimes even like speak his mind if it's coming off disrespectful. If there's something that needs to get cleaned up, it's him. If there's something that none of them wants to do, Easy's the one that has to do it. So if you like Sons of Anarchy, I would say give the show a try. It's kind of like Sons of Anarchy, and it kind of isn't. It gives off the vibe sometimes, but not all the time. This is one of those shows that do get better with each season. I know I say that sometimes. I know sometimes people say that, but it actually does get better with each season. And since it is a spin-off, it do show, like, there are some characters from Sons of Anarchy that do sometimes like guest star on the dash, like Chibs and Gemma. Ugh. I cannot believe that name came out of my mouth. I hate her. I hate her character so much. Oh my gosh. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give the show an 8.5. Due to its ability to continue to get better with each season, I will give it its 8.5. And the character, well, I don't want to say growth, because I'm not saying that none of the characters become better, but the characters just develop differently than what I thought they would. When it comes to my favorite character, one of my favorite characters is Easy. I like how they're kind of like darkening him up a bit. Like, kind of in like season 1, like Easy was kind of like this, not like he was perfect, but he was kind of like this golden boy. And like as the seasons go on, it's easier for people to see like that there's kind of a darkness hidden underneath Easy, but you probably wouldn't see it because it's like, well, he did this because he loved this person, or he did this because he's trying to do this, or he did this, he did a bad thing for a good reason. But I'm not saying he's still not doing that, but sometimes it's like it's a little harder to justify his actions. So it's a little harder to find the good reasons, or it's like, was that reason even good enough for him to do that? Okay, this might seem a little weird, but I also like Miguel Galindo. I like him because he's not a good person. He's not horrible all the time, but he's not good all the time. He has done things, don't get me wrong, he's done certain things that is like, sir, but I feel like that's kind of why I like him. Well, now I seem crazy, but I don't know, I feel like he's a good character. He's a good character that's kind of like, who's in the inside kind of torn of trying to do the right thing and trying to be the good person while also trying to do the wrong thing and trying to be a bad person. The fourth hidden gem I'm going to recommend is Reacher, the TV show. So Reacher is a TV show about a man named Jack Reacher who comes into this town. I actually don't even know what the town is called. Margrave. Oh, that's the town he is in is more grave. So he gets arrested by the local police, and he's trying to like tell them and convince them that he had nothing to do with anything that's going on in this town. He was only passing by because he wanted to see this guy who was playing blues music, and obviously they don't believe him because it's just like you have this big guy coming into town, and then this is when these series of coincidences happen, like murders and like conspiracies are popping up and stuff like that. It's just like, it's too suspicious. When the chief or whoever, I forgot, when the officer in charge realizes that, you know, maybe he ain't really have nothing to do with this, he tries to get Reacher to help him, and it's a kind of a struggle because, you know, Reacher is a lone wolf, and he tends to, like I said, to do things on his own. But he does grow close to one of the officers named Roscoe, because Roscoe's kind of like the only one, and I guess besides Officer Finley, who doesn't treat Reacher like how others would, in a sense. Like, she's someone who doesn't care that how big or how tall he is. She will speak his mind, and if he's wrong, she would put him in his place. And I guess he likes that about her because it's like she's not intimidated by him. So as the show continues, Reacher and Roscoe and Finley, and I guess the other cops, but they're not that important, continues to investigate what's going on in this small town. And as they continue to investigate, they can clearly see that there are corrupt people everywhere, and the murders that they thought was random when they thought that Reacher was doing in the town, it's not, and it's all part of this whole big cover-up. And the closer they get to discovering the truth, the closer they get to being in the grave. Like, these people are coming after them. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this show an 8.5. I know I keep saying these things are one of the better things at Amazon, but it really is. It doesn't need to have a season 2, but it could have a season 2, and if there is a season 2, I would watch it. When it comes to my favorite character, I would say my favorite character is Roscoe. I just like her vibe, like, and the way she, you know, yeah. The way she carries herself, I like it. Yeah, she carries herself well, you know. She carries herself like she knows she's that bitch, and she is. The fifth and final hidden gem I'm going to recommend is The Cable Girls. The Cable Girls is a Spanish TV show. It's dubbed. The Cable Girls is set in the 1920s in Spain, when they first got their first like national telephone company. And it's it's the telephones where it's like it has like, I don't know if that's the right word, but it has like a way station. So basically, like, you will call the operator, and then the operator will like plug you through to the person that you're calling, and then they answer, and this, that, and the third. So the show mainly focuses on this main character named Alba, but she disguises herself as someone named Lydia. So the main reason why Alba goes as Lydia is because initially Lydia, I'm gonna just call her Lydia. Lydia was there so that she could rob the telephone company. So obviously, like, if you're gonna rob a place, you're not gonna use your real name. So her plan was basically to go undercover as someone who was applying for the job, and the person who was applying was Lydia. So she basically stole Lydia's name and identity and became Lydia. So she got it. Okay. And then she would get the job so that she would get enough information and get close enough so that she would be able to rob the telephone company. However, things go awry when she meets this man. Well, not this man. When she meets a man from her past named Francisco. So basically, Francisco's, is he the one running it? I don't remember if he's running the company, but I think he's like one of the people in charge of the company. So during like the interview process, he meets the women who are applying for the position, and then he sees her, and he's like, oh my gosh, Alba, which is her actual name, but she's not going by that name. And then she's like, oh no, sorry, my name's Lydia. And then he's like, oh my bad. Okay, so backstory. Alba and Francisco, okay, so when they were like younger, like, I don't know, maybe like, who knows, I don't remember, probably like in their like teens, whatever, Alba and Lydia used to like date. I forgot exactly what happened, but basically like when they were younger, they were like trying to run away together, and like, oh, I remember. Okay, so when they were younger, they were trying to run away together, and then they was at like the train station, and I guess Alba, who is Lydia, put down her like suitcase or whatever, and I guess like someone picked it up and stole it, and then she tried to go and get it because it was hers, and then they thought like she was trying to steal the suitcase, so she got arrested and she wasn't able to make the train that Francisco was on. Due to that, she grew up basically in a life of, not grew up in a life of crime, but she basically like learned to steal and learned to this and learned to that. Back to the present. So her realizing that, oh my gosh, Francisco is part of the company, is making it harder for her to steal from the telephone company. So then she tries to do it, but then she realized, well, she got caught. That was loud. Then she got caught, and she what happened after she got caught? She got caught, and then Francisco realized that it was actually Alba, and then Alba was stealing, and then she was like, no, that. So she decided to put the money back, and then basically, obviously not steal from them. But then that doesn't work out because the people that she's working for to steal from the company still wants the money. So basically, she's over here trying to live like 3,000 different lives, all while trying to live an honest one, which, yeah. Also, on top of this, Lydia, who is Alba, she continues to work through the company as Lydia because it wouldn't make sense for her name to be Alba now because she applied as Lydia. She becomes very close friends with these 3 other women. And these 3 other women have like a bunch of problems of their own. Like one of them has like an abusive husband, and you know, so this is really still like in the time of the past where it was like harder for women to do things, and you know, have jobs, and you know, basically like speak up. And basically one of the things that was and also one of the things that was like so amazing about the telephone company for them was like that was one of the first, well, not one of the first, but it was a job that women could do freely and, you know, be happy working there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give the show an 8. When it comes to Spanish shows, I'm not even gonna lie, it's really hard for me to find a good Spanish show that I like. And well, besides the like theatrics, because you know, sometimes the Spanish shows, the theatrics is a bit, you know, off. But besides the theatrics and stuff like that, like sometimes the plot or it's just not enough happening. Like sometimes the plots are just mellow. I'm not saying that there's not good Spanish shows out there, but I'm just saying like maybe sometimes on Netflix, like it's hard for me to find a good Spanish show. And I was actually like kind of shook. Like I'm not saying that it was like the best storyline all the time or the best plot development all the time, but for it to be being a Spanish show and for me to be watching all of the seasons, I was like, I'm a very tough critic when it comes to shows. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the theatrics was always A1 because they weren't. Like, they weren't. But I will say this, I was very intrigued with the plot. And I will say this, I was kind of mad at how some people's storylines ended. Like, and like who didn't end up with who and who didn't. Wait, who didn't end up with who and who did end up with who? I did want certain relationships to go another way and they didn't, which is fine, you know. I'm not writing the show, so it is what it is. But yeah, when it comes to my favorite character, I don't know. I mean, I like Lydia, who is our character, and I also do like Carlos's character. There was this one girl named Marga. Like, she wasn't a horrible character. She was just so like, she was so scared to speak, and I kind of hated that. But which is understandable because of the time in which the show took place. It's, you know, for some women it's easier just not to speak up. But like, I was just like, oh my gosh, it was kind of annoying. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on post bell notifications so you can be notified when a new video is released. Bye.